So on step 2, well, since we're going to follow these 3 steps, step 1 is you're defining the variable, let x statements. Okay. Step 2 says set up equation and solve. Now, right here, I underline the next key information. It says the sum of the numbers is 74. Because we're saying sum, what basically is that telling me I'm doing? Addition. So what we're doing is we're taking the small number, or the smaller number, plus the larger number. Is 74 means it's gonna equal 74. So I'm now just gonna substitute what I have for those variables using my let statements. My smaller number represents what? What variable represents? Yeah, so instead of writing smaller number, I'm now gonna put x there. So x plus the larger number. The larger number was this expression, x plus 4. So now we're gonna write x plus 4 equals 74. Okay. X plus 4. Yes, there's the equation. Now we need to solve this equation. To solve the equation, what should we do first? Yeah, combine these x's. So that's really a total of 2x plus 4 equals 74. Then we need to isolate the variable. So I need to do what next? Yeah, minus 4 on each side. We're good. So now we have 2x equals 70. I know I ran out of room, so I'm going to come over here to the top. 2x equals 70. And then what's our last step here? Divide by 2. Okay. So that means my x equals 35. Okay. So I have solved for x, which is the step 2. Remember, this represents the smaller number. Okay. This is the smaller. So step 3 basically says give exactly what the problem is asking for. For step 3, they want us to find the numbers. They mean both numbers, okay? So if I know 35 is a smaller number, what am I going to have to do to get the larger number? Yeah, plug this back in. So if this is x plus 4, this would be 35 plus 4, right? So this comes out to be 39. So my solution, we use a bracket form, is 35, bracket 35, comma 39. Close the bracket. I'm just going to scroll up just a little bit. I want those of you ready, read number 2 and see if you can just identify key information. Underline the key parts. Yes. 39. I did 35 plus 4. Do it a sentence at a time, guys. That's kind of like a way to help you set it up. So, anybody underline something? Isabella.
Larger of 2 numbers.
Larger of 2 numbers. Yes, okay. I'm going to get that part. All right. Anything else? Sophia?
7 less than 3 times the smaller number.
Good job. 7 less than 3 times the smaller number. There we go. That's good. Elizabeth?
Is the sum of the numbers.
Yeah. The sum of the numbers is 61. All right. So, notice, guys. See how the first sentence on here ends with talking about the smaller number? That's why it's our x. So notice I did that for you. Let x equals the smaller number. So if my larger number is 7 less than 3 times the smaller, okay? Does everyone remember what 3 times the smaller means when we're doing that? Yeah, that ends up becoming 3x. Okay. All right. So we're okay on that. But if I do 7 less than that, yeah. Remember this less than is that switch around word. Remember I have to switch it around whenever I see the word then. So this would be 3x minus 7. That's the larger. Okay, so that takes care of step one. That's the let statements. Now we need to write the equation. Since we're doing the sum of the numbers, we're doing the same thing we did in number one. We're taking the smaller number, the small plus the large, that's going to equal 61. And I ran out of room there. So who substituted and kind of came up with the equation? Because instead of saying the word small, I can put what? X here. There we go. Plus the larger. What was the larger one? Yeah, 3x minus 7. Good. Equals 61. Okay, there we go. We can combine these like terms. So this gets simplified as 4x minus 7 equals 61. Now, to solve this, you're going to need to add 7 to both sides. So 4x equals 68. And then really we're going to have to divide that by 4. So our x equals 17. We okay? All right, so this represents the smaller number. Okay? So to get to the larger, you have to come back over here. So we're going to plug in our x, 17 for x. That means 3 parentheses. Where the x is, we're putting 17 there. And then saying minus 7. Well, 3 times 17 gives us 51. So I'm doing 51 minus 7, which comes out to be 44. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. What's the no? We have questions? So our solution is bracket 17, comma 54. Are we okay there? I'm what?
How did you get the first one, like the equation?
Because this is sum of numbers. So I just said small plus large equals 61. So this said I'm adding the numbers. I only have 2 numbers every time, a small number and a large number. And then I just substitute what the small number represent. We're letting x represent the small number, so I put an x there. We're letting 3x minus 7 represent the larger number. All right. On number 3, what would be some key information? Larger of 2 numbers, okay? The larger of 2 numbers.
1 more than 4 times the smaller number.
4x plus 1.
1 more than 4 times the small. Oh, that line looks bad. Okay, 1 more than 4 times the smaller number. Okay, so 1 more than 4 times, right? We're doing 4 times the smaller, so that ends up being 4x, right? But we're doing 1 more than that. Remember, if it's more than, we need to switch these around. So who has the expression for the larger number? 4x plus 1, yeah, 4x plus 1. Okay, so every time we're adding these 2 numbers together, I'm adding the smaller number with the larger number every time. So do I need to write this out, or do you understand how to get to the equation? Because we're adding those 2 parts together. So what I would write here is x plus 4x plus 1 equals, well, what is the sum of these numbers? 106, good. I said here, the sum of the numbers is 106. All right, now to solve the equation, because step 2 says set up and solve the equation. What should we do now?
Combine like 2.
Okay, our like terms are the 4x and the x. So this now becomes 5x plus 1 equals 106. Okay. What's our next step? Subtract 1. Write that down. Show the subtraction on both sides of the equal sign. We get 5x equals 105. Answer is what?
21.
Okay, yeah, 21, because you have to divide by 5. So x equals 21. That's the smaller, guys. How do I get to my larger?
You plug it in.
Plug it in. Plug it in back over here where it says let 4x plus 1 equal the larger. So 4 parentheses 21, then plus 1. What's 4 times 21? 84. So plus 1. There we go. So the larger number is 85. So the solution, our two numbers are bracket 21, comma 85. All right, number 4, I'm going to start this one because this one's slightly different. We still have the larger of two numbers. Oops. The larger one is twice the smaller number. Because this sentence, you see how it ends with talk about the smaller number? That's the unknown. So that's why I let x equal smaller number. So how do I show the larger, which is twice the smaller? How do I show twice the smaller?
2 times.
Yeah, so what do I write here?
2x.
Yep, 2x. Good. 2x is going to be my larger number. All right, then it states here, if 12 is subtracted from the larger number, how do I show that? 12 subtracted from the larger number. So what would I write? Yep, there we go. We just write 2x minus 12. Okay? I just underlined the key information and I wrote that as an expression. But this is the word that most people were like, what is this saying? It says here that the result is, okay? That means it equals what I'm saying the result is. Now we need to show 7 more than the smaller number. How do I show 7 more than the smaller number? Yeah, x plus 7. X plus 7. Now we have variables on both sides. So if you need to draw your line to keep the work balanced, you can. Where should we start to solve this? Good. Minus the x, the smallest variable here on each side. That gets rid of the x on the right side, leaving you with x minus 12 equals 7. What is our next step? Yeah, plus 12. So when I add 12 on both sides, now we get x isolated. X equals 19. This is our smaller number. Plug it back in to get the larger. So that means we're doing 2 times 19. This would give us 38. So our solution is our bracket 19, comma 38. All right, 5. Notice, because they're saying the highest score on the algebra test was 42 points more than the lowest score. Right there, highest score, 42 points than the lowest. I'm going to let x be my lowest score. So we're still going to have small number, large number. Now we're just talking about lowest score, highest score. So how would I show the highest score being 42 more than the lowest? Yep, x plus 42. Good. There it is. Okay. All right, now it says when added together, the lowest and highest score was 154. So basically, they're already telling you what to do because it says when added, right? So we're just basically going to take the lowest plus the highest. It's going to equal 154. Your low plus the highest equals 154. So now for the lowest, we're using what variable?
X.
Yeah, so we got x plus our highest was
X plus 42.
x plus 42. It's going to equal 154. So we need to combine the x's, the like terms. So we have 2x plus 42 equals 154. What would be our first step here?
Minus 42 on that side.
Yeah, get rid of the constant. Minus 42. Good.
112.
So 2x equals 112. And then we need to divide that by 2, right? So x, our smallest, our lowest score was
56.
56. Okay. So what would the highest score be?
98.
Yeah, because we got to do 56 plus 42, which is 98. Yes. So 56, comma 98 in our bracket. In your bracket, you need 56 and 98. This don't even look like a 6. Okay.
That's not the word.
All right. Go to the next page. These are going to change just slightly. All right. Read it. Give me something important.
$1 less than 3 times as much money.
$1 less than 3 times as much money as Liz has. Let's talk about Garrett, right? Okay, so in that first sentence, where is the unknown? What are we going to label X?
3x.
Liz. Liz is the X. Okay, so we're going to start off and say let X equal Liz. Okay? Because Garrett's money is based on the comparison of what Liz has. So how am I going to represent Garrett if he has $1 less than 3 times? 3x minus 1 equals Garrett. Okay? All right, so that's the first step. State your let statements. Define your variables. Now, second sentence. Here we go. Together, they have $179. So that means Liz's amount plus Garrett's amount is a total equals 179. So let's just substitute what we have. What's representing Liz? So there's my X plus, what do we have representing Garrett?
3x minus 1.
There we go, 3x minus 1. Now it's going to equal 179. We have wrote our equation. We set up the equation. Now we need to solve the equation. What does this equation get simplified to?
4x minus 1.
Yes, good. 4x minus 1 equals 179. Now, we need to add 1 to both sides.
45.
4x equals 180. We divide it by 4, so x equals 45. Okay, so this represents Liz's amount. She has $45. How do I figure out how much Garrett has?
Plug it in.
You can plug it in. Is one a faster way? Another way you can do it? We know what their total is, guys. You know, together there's 179. Yeah, we could also say, or we can do 179 minus 45. Yeah, you could do it that way. So we can say 3 times 45 minus 1, or you can subtract it from 179. So our total or our solution here would be the bracket 45, 134. Yes, you could just subtract it. That's what I'm saying. All right, so on 7, we have the Buffalo Bills scored 24, more than twice the number of points as the Miami Dolphins scored. Altogether, the team scored 66. How many did each team score individually? Excuse me. So we have to start off. What should we let X equal? Find your key information. Where is it on that first sentence?
In the Miami Dolphins.
Yes, in the first sentence. We're talking about the Buffalo Bills, but right here it says, 24 more than twice the Miami Dolphins. So right there, it ends with comparing it with the Miami Dolphins. So X is going to have to be Miami. Okay. So now we got to represent the Buffalo. How would I express Buffalo if it's, 2X. Twice, 24 more than twice the number, so twice the number is 2X and plus 24. Let me make that better, sorry. Okay, 2X plus 24. All right, so it says altogether, second sentence, altogether the team scored 66 points. That means Miami score plus Buffalo score equals 66. So what's the equation we can write here, set up here? Yeah, X plus 2X plus 24 equals 66. Okay, there we go. All right. What's our step here to solve it?
Combine like terms.
Okay, so we combine the like terms. That's our x's. This really becomes 3x plus 24 equals 66. Good? What should happen now?
Subtract.
Yeah, subtract the constant, the 24, on both sides. That's gone. We now have 3x equals 42.
Yes.
Okay. Now what should we do?
Divide on each side.
Divide by 3, yes. So x equals,
And you said my answer
x equals, did y'all divide? What's Miami's score? Yeah, 14, okay. Alright, so if Miami scored 14 points, what did Buffalo score? It should be 2 times 14 plus 24. Yeah, it's 52. So our bracket is 14, 52. Okay, so try number 8, slightly different. I just want to make sure you're on the right track. Just see if we can do the let statements. Let's see if we can just do the first step. Let x equals, and then, let x equal, and then we're going to let equal. All right, Jason, what do you think was the key information? Did you underline anything?
10 less versus.
Jason, John Mark.
Jason.
That's what I said, Jason.
10 less versus.
Huh?
10 less versus.
So just that part, 10 less red Skittles?
Then orange Skittles.
Yeah, then orange Skittles in the back. Okay, so what's, based on that first sentence, okay, what is our X need to be? Yes, good. It ends with talking about orange, so our X needs to be our orange Skittles. How do I show the red, which is 10 less than that?
X minus 10.
Yep, X minus 10 would be our red Skittles. Now, this part is where most people are messing up. It says the orange Skittles are also twice the number of red Skittles. So let me show you what they mean by that. Whatever my orange amount is, twice means you're doing what? By what?
By 2.
So this means I'm doing 2 parentheses red. Because my red is not just a number, it's an expression. The X minus 10, okay? So I'm just going to substitute. Orange is X. Now for this, I need to do 2 parentheses X minus 10. So what needs to happen first to solve this? Yeah, distribute. Okay, so I'm going to let you finish this problem so I can check it before you leave. I want to know how many orange and how many red are in the back.